Andrew Charlton, you were the chief economic advisor to Rudd during the global financial crisis. We heard last night that Jim Chalmers did mention the concerns globally right now in his speech, and he pointed to a period of slower economic growth in Australia over the next year or so. How worried are you about the global economic environment at the moment? Are you worried there could be a global credit crunch?
Look, I think we should be concerned about the impact of what's going on abroad on the Australian economy. But I'll just say one thing about whether or not this budget is inflationary. We have seen in this budget the first surplus in 15 years. We have seen in this budget the biggest turnaround in the forward estimates ever in any budget, from deficits to the biggest turnaround we've ever seen across those 4 years.
Isn't this because of, not to take away from the significance of this surplus, because it is truly remarkable and should be applauded. There can't be politics in everything. The surplus has to be applauded. But Andrew, it's because of there's record tax revenue, higher than expected commodity prices, bracket creep, massive personal income and company tax revenue.
Sure, but the way that we measure whether any budget is stimulatory or is reducing demand from the economy is its impulse on the economy through the percent of GDP that we're inserting into the economy or withdrawing from the economy. And this budget is taking more out than we have seen in any other budget in history. The biggest turnaround in the amount that the federal government is inserting into the economy in percent of GDP terms, and that's what matters, than we've ever seen before.
So you think Chris Richardson's wrong, Jennifer Westacott's wrong, and others today?
I do. I think they're both misunderstanding the difference between...
Very brave, Andrew.
I think they're both misunderstanding the difference between adding more dollars into the economy and recognising the proportion of GDP that the government puts into the economy. And what we're seeing is an economy that is growing. And so, of course, you would have more dollars going into the economy as the economy grows. But as a percent of GDP, we have seen the biggest turnaround in the fiscal impulse in any budget. So it's a heroic move for the Liberal Party to be claiming that their number one attack on this budget is its inflationary impact. Let me get back very quickly to the international environment.
Whether you're worried about a global credit crunch,
we have seen 3 of the 4 largest banking failures in the United States ever occur this year. We have storm clouds across Europe and in many of the emerging markets. And that is why it is so important to have a budget like this. A year ago, if we had had some international issues in the economy, we would have been very challenged to deal with them. We had almost no fiscal firepower left. The budget was in huge deficit. We had almost no monetary firepower left. You can't reduce interest rates below 0 very easily. Whereas now, we're in a different situation. We have a budget surplus, interest rates are getting back towards more normal levels, and that gives us the ammunition to fight any global economic challenges if we need to. So that's why this budget is so important. It gives us the ammunition we need to fight back against global challenges, and it puts us in a position to weather global economic storms.
All right, Bridget, I would love to give you a response, but I've got to keep moving with the program. And just so that there is at least a counter to that, this is, of course, some economists are saying that this is a very lucky set of circumstances for the government because of the record tax revenue coming in. But I should also point out, Andrew Charlton, you are a doctor. You do have a doctorate of economics, don't you? You are Dr. Andrew Charlton.
I do.
Yes.
That's right.
Bridget McKenzie, great to have both of you with me today.